Tavaren.
Yes.
We open this time on a wide clearing surrounded by impenetrable trees. At the center of this clearing lies a small pond or reflecting pool. This place we've seen before. It is the domain of Ostara. And while the sky has shifted to resemble that of early morning, we find you having basically sort of done the chores, probably still erased the latest traces of the most recent revelry. And you're looking down into the pool. Now the pool is something sacred and something specific to use. You have not learned how to use it yet. At least not to be able to change the stars and actually read through time and space to see exactly what you want to see. But enough so that the pool can reflect at least your thoughts, visualize what is going through your head. And below you, in the pool, we see the reflection of a young girl. The way that you would remember her, blue eyes, golden hair, maybe feeling a bit lost in curiosity, and that curious way of someone discovering a new home or a new place for the first time. What is going through your head right now?
I think there's mostly like a
You've been here for, well, how do you define time in the Feywilds? But you've been here for a thought or two. Let's put it that way. As you more or less feel the keeper of this place, your godparent in a way, approach. Not by her footsteps or any kind of spell. No, it's more about the surrounding area, the nature of plants around sort of shifting, as you immediately understand by the coloration of the grass, by the the smell in the air, that she's approaching from behind in her autumn colors.
Mm-hmm.
And as you turn, we see her again in the sort of a rich brown, almost earthy brown cloak, stitched in with colors going from yellow to deep red and maroon. Well then, little one. Again with her.
Oh, you could see that. Sorry.
Well, this is my pool.
I'm sorry. I
And I apologize if you felt that was intrusive.
No, of course not. It's your pool. I shouldn't have been looking in it.
Well, it will be one day, perhaps, should you wish, your responsibility. So, I look forward to you using it more often and more responsible manner, maybe. With more purpose.
Okay.
But that is another conversation.
Yeah, now every time I look in now, I see her.
Oh. Oh, well, that is not necessarily a good thing. If you are to be able to use the pool for others, in service to others, you will have to learn to go beyond your own thoughts and your own. I would perish to think desires, feelings, wants.
I'm sorry.
Don't be,
I'll try to be better.
Tavaren. You, as well as other mortals, work in a different way than we. Yet, some things are the same. You are not the first, nor will you be the last to look into the pool, and the pool sending back what they wish to see, what they want to see, rather than what they should. That is the nature of the pool itself. And as she sort of moves up forward, she sort of sits down, hunching her legs underneath her. And there's just as she moves the cloak out from over her for her shoulders, she just opens the hand out onto the pool, saying, "And there was a time where, just as you now, I was not able to see much more than a face in this reflection."
What face did you see?
As she waves, you see the picture of that young girl shift to a man, dark skin, darker eyes, shaved. A series of tattoos and markings across his head, including several around underneath his eyes that seem to resemble constellations or celestial markings in a way.
They look nice.
I will almost not dare say his name today, by fear of spiraling back into my state. But at one time, my heart, as shifting as it may be, only saw one man. He was an astronomer from the Mistcliff Mountains, far from here. A guest, regular guest to my revelries. We would talk about the stars, about how they influence over destinies, how the future can be read into the past, and the present in neither. That interest turned to courtship, and for many years he would come into my domain as more than a welcomed friend. But one day he came to me not in search of pleasure or companionship, but in urgency.
What happened?
He wished for my help to prevent the fall of his people. Unfortunately, though that event had been seen in the stars by himself, and I confirmed it as well, a fate that had greater meaning than I could ever give. His people were to fall for the world to continue.
Wow.
A greater force, greater than I, had decided upon their doom. There was nothing I could do but watch. And that is the hardest part of this vigil that we have here at Tavaren. The guardians of this pool are to watch, not interact, not to change things.
That's really hard.
It is. And he would not hear me. He pleaded, begged for any boon I could give him, offered promises, oaths, threatening. But at the end, I could not help. So he turned to someone else. From there, I could no longer follow him. And it's been long since he has disappeared from my sight. I have not found him under star or under moon.
How is that possible?
There are many places and times that are not in my not under my purview. That simply is the will of the gods, who would not have me be omniscient. Remember this, Tavaren. It is normal for you to feel this way for someone. And it is in this state of nature that we find someone, that we seek someone. But sometimes following the stars and letting the stars happen, doing nothing and waiting for destiny to act on its own, will lose you what you want, what your heart craves.
So I should act.
How would you act? Because, my young apprentice, here in this place, I would teach you not to act. The art of non-interference, the intricacies of keeping your heart closed to anyone's plight.
Okay. But is that only for here?
Am I starting to think that you might have views of traveling abroad, of leaving me in this place?
It's not that I don't want to be here, but I also want to be somewhere else.
She places the image of the smiling man with that dark skin and darker eyes sort of shifts away, now reflecting only the starlight and the trees. As she places her hand upon your shoulder and says, "Well, if we are to ready you for travel, we should talk about disguises."
Yeah.
Hello. Good evening, friends, foes, and those undeclared. How are we all tonight?
Good.
Good?
We've had a good intro.
Yes. Yes, intros are back, baby. At least for a couple. We'll see when they come to mind. Right. So, where had we left off?
We just got to Yon and our first inhabitants and acrobats there, yes, who recognized Plum.
Mm-hmm.
And asked for assistance because the other half of the acrobat has been kept by the local friendly hag. Was taking a pause for dramatic effect and said they had a place of rest so they could explain a bit better the situation of Jan. So henceforth, the adventurers continued their adventures. And followed also a little flower man with a bee.
You muted the...
Of course. If I start... That's, you see, there's a lot of wind in Yon, and so when I speak, sometimes you just can't hear me. Right. Actually, you know what? Let's move to different music to here. There you go. You've met... so just as you entered Yon, you met a young elven woman hidden behind the gleam is the moon, I believe. Where a young woman who Plum recognized from a fairly old poster in the Witchlight Carnaval, as Gleam and her sister would have been part of, at some point, of an act, a circus act anyways. The one that Plum's family actually took over. And you've met Amador, the dandelion, and his paramour, Polynella, a fairly large bumblebee who seems to be sort of buzzing in various frequencies to communicate either pleasure, displeasure, or excitement. And when I say honeybee, it's about as long as your thumb. So this is a big bug.
Yep.
Now, what you'd also noticed as the two sort of bring you out and say, let's get you out of the rain, let's get you out of the wind in these passes, is that Gleam is shadowless, which immediately for Plum and Ysdred, I guess, immediately there's it's sort of like an instinctive recoil, right? Those who have those shadowless are there's something unnerving about them. There's something that it's almost as if they were not trustworthy, right? Some not soulless, but it's unnatural, let's put it that way. As they sort of bring you forward between these peaks of blue stone, they invite you to huddle up into this small cave to the side. And the cave, while not being too deep, seems to open up. So you open on one side and then goes a little bit further and then opens up a little bit onto a sheer cliffside, almost like if you had a small window set into the cave. And next to that, you see a carved out of the stone. The stone seems to be carved into some sort of throne or a seat, basically, looking out through that particular window. But Gleam and Amador sort of shuffle in, sit, and you can see that there is the remnants of a campfire, right? You can see a circle of stones, ashes, and a bit of fire, whatever remains of firewood would be there. It looks like this has been used on a regular basis as sort of a makeshift camping site. Gleam is sort of fairly shy, but Amador sort of takes the lead and says, "Please come in. Make yourselves at home, if by whatever means you might find."
You.
It means our little, though we would need little, I would guess. So please.
We
Go ahead.
we have what we need to keep ourselves fed. Don't worry, we won't impose on your reserves. As Wilhelmina gets inside.
Of course. I was to understand by the conversation that the four of you arrived in Prismeer through the Witchlight Carnaval. Is that correct?
Well, in a header.
Yes. So you've seen the sorry state of this domain.
Yes. I mean, don't know what it looked like before, but
Well, a different one, if not in necessarily in topography, but at least in freedom and design, I guess. Philosophy. Here one might find what they were looking for without the troubles that might come about. And here you see sort of Pollinella sort of buzzing around the neck of the dandelion, sort of place, and sort of come and nuzzle up into it, like, yes. Well, we have found each other, and that is more than enough. Yes. Were it in the previous state, we would have been free to pursue feelings and admiration without having to go on the run, as is our current state.
you can't have feelings.
Yes. Pollinella and I are paramours, and I have had to go through many steps and challenges to liberate her from her captor so that we may to be together.
And who were those captors?
In the case of, do not worry, he cannot find you here, and he's too dumb to understand his name, even told at this distance. A Cyclops by the name of Mudlump. And he is somewhere out there among these crags and these cliffs looking for her, I am sure. So it is important for us to stay. Why?
Hidden.
He would have his reasons, I guess, but none that would be valid as opposed to our own. But, as you four have decided to help my friend here in need, it is only just, by law of reciprocity, that I serve as your guide and help you in any manner I may do so.
That is very generous of you. Can you tell us a bit more about how Jan works? What the important places are around here?
Oh, well.
And where you think we could find... What was his name again? Sorry.
Mudlump?
Not Clump.
No, Gleam's brother. That's
Oh,
what
Gleam's,
we were looking
sister.
for.
Glister.
Sister. Glister. Okay.
Well, the where is fairly simple, as the and I think, yes, this is where let's see, change layer map. There you go. This is where Gleam sort of shyly starts speaking. Well, you see, Endelyn knows that her end comes during an eclipse, and as such, it is the worst kept secret in all of Yon, if not of Prismeer. And as my sister and I share moon and sun masks, she endeavored to keep us apart. So, while she has pushed me away from Motherhorn, she has kept Glister by her side and would not allow me to find her again.
So that's where the heck lives?
Yes. It is a castle overlooking an amphitheater where she enjoys reenacting the plays and tragedies that she has caused.
Okay.
And this is what Amidor sort of comes up. Well, apart from the hag and her flunkies, there are other inhabitants here in these mountains. Let's see here we go. The Korrids, stout fey creatures whose hair have the strength of iron. They have a tendency of gathering and dancing at Lochbury Henge. And from what I hear, you have the Briganox. From what I hear, they've been set one against the other by the hag. Each people believing the other is in league with her. The Briganox are diminutive fae, known for their mining. And
So neither of them are actually in league with the hag.
well, everyone lives under her thumb, in a way. So it is difficult to decide. Peoples are not a monolith. Who knows? Maybe some might, others not. But for all intents and purposes, they are good folk. Tricked into remaining in status quo. It is possible that they might prove useful allies. Should you decide to take on the hag herself.
I think making some friends can never hurt. That is my
Friends
humble
are
opinion.
always a good thing.
We took on one. We've gone peacefully with the second. How are we gonna do that one?
It depends on what she does, I guess.
Well,
Worst case, we use our fist or hammer.
yeah. I mean, I do not want to be a pessimist, but hags gonna be hags.
And Plum is going to look towards Gleam and our dear flowery friend. And he's going to say, "You are talking about flunkies and other people that work. Out of curiosity, was there maybe a wooden doll, that she works together with?"
Dolls and toys, puppets, maybe?
And I start to describe the doll from what happened in the past that happened with Plum.
Gleam sort of shakes her head. Yeah, I was never invited into her home, just enough that one time, and then she took my shadow and threw me out. I do not know more than that.
We met someone else before that didn't have a shadow.
Yes, but for a different reason, though.
Probably, yeah.
But I can reassure you, Gleam, that the people around me are good, are honorable, and have a very good heart. So I think you have found the right people to help you in the best capacity that they can.
I have only one question. Do you want to come with us, or do you want us to handle this?
Amador responds, well, I have, as reciprocity dictates, I have offered to serve you as guide, and I shall. And he sort of turns to Gleam. If you are going after my sister, I would want to be there.
You're welcome to join us.
You're welcome to join, yeah. Actually, will Hermina and Tavaren probably say that together and then have Cheryl look like,
Plum is smirking very, very big.
There's a crash just outside. There's a crash of lightning that sort of illuminates the cave. I think just enough for one of you to recognize that on that particular throne that I just described, that sort of wooden stone chair, there is writing, actually.
Okay.
does it say?
What does the throne say?
The language is in Elvish.
I can read Elvish.
I can read Elvish too.
Who does not speak
Nope.
Elvish? Okay, me. Just me.
Does still count or not?
No, this is Elvish.
So not.
7. Okay.
Nope.
So Tavaren, Plum. Yes, the around the seat of the throne, there's an inscription that reads, "I am a traveler from a distant land. My name is Mazikoth, keeper of stars. Sit on my throne, disciple, and unravel."
Ooh.
I look at Tavaren. I am going to be honest. I am not a wise person. I think Traveler of Stars is more of being wise, I think, no?
I don't know.
What does it say?
Oh.
Can someone translate?
Yes. And then Barn repeats what he just read.
And DM, that is also the request of having it in writing somewhere, please.
Yeah, because there's words I didn't pick up to be perfectly clear.
Okay. Right. If anyone if anyone would wish to make either an Arcana or History check to try and determine who Mazikoth was.
Sure.
You know what? I'm going to help you, my dear Tavaren. I'm going to give you the help action.
Okay.
Bilbo, no.
No, and do anyone have bless or, because I don't think, or guidance in this on this table?
I can cast some guidance.
I also have guidance. Yeah. So Anna's gonna
I
give
think
me
I would've-
Ysdred guidance.
Okay.
Yeah, and Tavaren would have given it to Wilhelmina, so.
Okay.
Because for once I do have a clue. Thank you, Mina.
Okay, Ysdred, go ahead. Ah.
That's an 18.
Nope, pretty good.
That is very good.
And that gives a 17 for Mina.
With a 17, the name you know the name. The name strikes familiar, as in, but as you maybe read it somewhere, it's a name that it's sufficiently bizarre that it sort of rings out. As to in what context, no. Nothing more.
Same for 18.
Yes. The DC was 20.
Sure, but you say it's 17, so...
Yeah. Sorry.
Just
yeah, so
checking.
unfortunately for either one of us, there's not much to be... not much to know, unfortunately.
Alright. So where's the text of the... Did you put it somewhere?
It is the... it's basically at the base of the throne. Sort of surrounding
No,
it.
I mean the actual words, please, because I didn't pick everything when you said it the first time.
I'll try and see if I can find the handout. Okay. Where are you?
Oh, you can just repeat if it's...
Yes. Here we go. I am going to put it in. I'll put it on your player notes. There we go.
Yep.
So to repeat, I am a traveler from a distant land. My name is Mazikov, Keeper of Stars. Sit on my throne, disciple, and unravel.
Okay, thank you. Unravel, Keeper of Stars. Huh.
Unraveling sounds
Is it
kinda
about
bad.
stargazing? I too love a good stargazing.
There is indeed that existential dread of infinity that speaks to your core of hearts.
I mean, if you're not gonna do it, I'm pretty sure I will.
What, you're gonna sit on it?
No, I'm gonna sit and see what's going on. I'm curious.
Okay.
All right. She
up.
goes and sit. Yeah.
Have some in the little tap on the shoulder. Get back, and we'll give you some more guidance.
Thanks.
Yeah, if it's a saving throw, it's not guidance, right? Just
No, I know, but
I'm just saying. Okay. As soon as you sit down, there's a sense of not cold but chill, right? As in it just feels like the air around the chair as you sit in it seems to be colder than the rest of the surrounding cave. And as you sit, I wouldn't say it's comfortable. It is a stone chair, but it is still set in a way where as you sit, you're sitting. It's not a straight up throne. It's sort of leaned a little bit back. It's fairly well shaped to your size, and as you sort of look, leaning back, there is a comfort there if it's not cushy, right? It's well seated, and as you're looking up, you can see now right through. This would be. It is the opening is set in a way that you have an open horizon, cliff sides sort of move in on either side of it, but basically you would have a whole panel of sky open for whatever constellations there might be behind these rain clouds that are and this eternal storm that seems to be moving above yon.
Okay.
That comfort sort of there's almost sort of a lull about in sort of almost a minute in you start feeling a bit drowsy, relaxed, that there's almost like yeah, that moment where you just are going, you're in the right place. The sounds around you start to sort of dim. You're feeling yourself going drowsy with that feeling of wanting to go to close your eyes.
It's stunning.
You let it happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, to Ysdred, she was invited, so let's
Okay.
see.
As you close your eyes, the three of you sort of looking about, you see her. She settles in, closes her eyes with a almost that cheeky grin sort of moves into a comfortable smile, and she just sort of falls asleep.
Okay. Well, I guess we have to wait.
Okay.
Sleep? Really?
Yes.
She cannot, so
And yet,
how does that work? Okay.
she does.
Oh shit.
Wow.
You, Ysdred, the darkness that comes along, the darkness behind your eyelids becomes speckled with little dots of light. As the behind your eyelids, there's that when you close your eyes, you have these sort of dancing lights of sort of illusions, but instead of that dance of sort of fairy dust that you would usually have, these stabilize and form these little pinpricks of cold light, incredibly distant. And you feel yourself falling forward into them. As you start realizing that these are not an illusion of your own biology, but you feel yourself almost floating around. And these, as you move your head, you can now sense these pinpricks of light reaching all around you in every direction. As you look down, you can't even see your own self. It is like if you were looking through a an astral projection of yourself, as if you were there, but not your body, outside. And you find yourself hurtling through these lights. As you can see them move from side to side, you're moving towards one destination. There is that one star that seems to move, that you seem to be focused on. But instead of being this bright white light as all the others, it seems to be black in its center, as if it were shadow surrounded by a corona of light. Almost as if it were an eclipse. Yet you have the understanding that no, this is a black sun. As you hurtle through whatever space this thing that surrounds you is, in whatever manner you would have, you start seeing flashes of different worlds, different places, different creatures. They flash here, flash. You can almost hear your inner being sort of laughing at discovery, frightened at others, in awe of this whole experience. And just as you come to this cold star, this black light illumination, almost as if you were just about to fall into it, you open your eyes and you wake. But this happens an hour later. Mina, Plum, and Tavaren, what do you do? By the way, Ysdred, you may have the choice between, you may choose a proficiency between Arcana, Deception, History, Insight, Intimidation, or Survival. As those experiences rush into your mind. Mina, Plum, Tavaren, this is the first time. Granted, Ysdred has just gone through her transformation, so there's a lot of things that you do not necessarily know about her but I don't think you've ever seen her literally slump into sleep. And she is.
Mina will probably catch her by the shoulder and try to shake her.
No response.
To see if she reacts. And then look at the others like, so should we try to take her off the throne, or would that be a bad idea?
Don't know. Let me see if she's okay. I'll like
Yeah, do
pick her out a bit, see if she's healthy, I guess.
Make a medicine check.
I have no clue.
Well, you've never checked a Dullahan before, I guess.
Yeah, no.
Well, she has a neck. That's good, right? I think
Yes,
so.
you can finally check it.
That is indeed already very good.
No,
She has the balls.
It's fuming, but hey.
I'd probably ask Gleam and the others and Amidor. Did you ever sit on this chair here?
No.
Did that ever happen to you?
No, it's not. It's not always a good idea to, when something is
If you
magical,
would-
to go and poke
yeah.
it. I would have thought that your friend knew what she was doing, as confident as she looked.
Well,
Okay.
Shit.
I mean, it did say sit on a throne.
Yeah.
It
But
is
then again,
true.
who actually follows instructions in the Feywild?
I mean, if it says to do something interesting, then yes.
Fair enough. I'm still debating. At this point, I'm afraid. I'm really afraid that removing her from the throne would be more damaging than
Yeah,
good.
I mean that's a good point. I think maybe we should wait it out a bit.
We wait out. She will awaken.
Hopefully,
It is
I
Ysdred
hope
after
so.
all.
and if not, we can
Oh.
always try to like see to do something in the morning. If she hasn't woken
Let
up
her
by
take.
then.
Let her take nap. Always good to take little nap after long travel. No.
Yes.
Plus, first time she sleeps. No. If I
Actually,
remember
you're
well.
not wrong.
Well,
But
there
I
we
don't
go.
think her species, like any Fae, is really supposed to be sleeping.
Theotes, she takes a little power nap to. I will hear maybe in the morning with her what happened.
We can try.
Actually, here's a little thing. If you were wondering what Gleam's mask looks like, that's the one at the top left of the map.
Oh yeah,
and
right. And
and
the bottom
would
is
be Glister's mask, yes.
Yep.
As well. Um. Well, if as long as she is breathing. Her pulse seems strong.
She's not breathing.
She would. I don't think.
She's closer to undead than a living. She doesn't breathe and she doesn't eat.
Okay, does she have a pulse? Is there any way for? I guess. Okay, I guess that she would not. She would not be breathing, but you would maybe see the movement under her eyelids that says that she's dreaming.
yeah.
Though, isn't it when you're not dreaming that your eyes don't? I forget how that works.
When you're in a very deep sleep, then your eyes can flicker. If I remember well.
Well, let's say that. Yeah. As far as you are aware, Tavaren, she's okay.
Okay.
There's not. Well, you have no idea when she's going to wake, but
Yeah.
With an hour's patience, Ysdred awakens with
Hey.
stars in her eyes for just that little bit of moment, and as she sort of stirs. And Ysdred, have you chosen your proficiency?
I think it's gonna be Arcana.
Arcana. Okay.
Yep.
So somewhere along the lines in that small trip, some mysteries of the universe were revealed to you.
Oh. Huh. That was enlightening.
Miguel,
really?
that was scary for a minute there.
Scary? What
Well,
do you mean?
You suddenly went to sleep when you sat down.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. I
For
guess
an
I
hour.
fell asleep for an hour and fell asleep.
Yes.
What are you saying?
It's
How was
been
your
roughly
nap?
an hour.
Okay, something strange happened, and I think I liked it. Huh. If anyone wants to go there, the view is pretty nice. The trip is pretty fun.
I mean, okay. If you say it's safe,
I mean, I had no problem personally. I saw lots of things and learned quite a bit.
I'll try it.
Okay. Spring in her steps, Ysdred sort of hops to the side. Tavaren, you sit down. This is so Tavaren. You're a bit bigger than Ysdred, right?
Yes.
And you can see that you can feel that the chair, despite it being fairly large, it's not necessarily made for somebody of your height. But as you sit down, you place it down, you still can find maybe sort of you shuffle a little bit to find your monks where the shoulders are supposed to be, where the headrest is, and yeah, you have that view of what could be a vast portion of open sky. Again, open cloud, right? You can see as the storm sort of rages above. You can see these tall. I think that's when there's a flash of lightning that illuminates the sky, and you can kind of see that you have upon certain peaks, you have these large metal contraptions that seem to not only capture lightning, but that seem to in an arc transfer that lightning from pillar to pillar up all the way to the edge of the horizon, where you would guess Motherhorn would be.
Okay.
And you have these flashes. While the storm doesn't necessarily rage, there is enough lightning hitting different places in Yon where that electrical current, that electrical grid, flashes on a fairly regular basis. It wouldn't be very difficult to follow the flow of the lightning to Motherhorn, using these as almost guiding you towards the lair of the hag.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, you don't particularly feel sleepy.
Not working.
Really?
He has charges or just a certain
Or maybe
amount
I'm not
is
a
used.
disciple.
Yeah. Also possible.
True.
I don't know what it's based on, but I don't know. I like the promise. I like the stars. I sat on there and lots of stuff happened. That's all.
Oh. I just looked at the sky. I mean, you can, the lightning bolts are nice to look at.
True.
They sort of
Us.
end up at Motherhorn somehow.
But I went through a trip. Like, it didn't last for an hour in my mind, but it was enlightening. Yeah. Isn't it beautiful? Love it.
Well, I'm happy that you had that experience.
Yeah, sorry. Didn't work for you.
Don't worry. Maybe I'm just not a disciple.
True.
You
have a
want
monarch?
somebody want to examine the throne?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna
Why
look
not?
at it.
I'll help. I'll help our dear Thunderstaff on investigating it.
There's fine prints on the back, one use only per group or something.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, Technically, Thunderstaff people are arcane crafters, so
Yep.
Mina, do you have detect magic?
I am checking. I should have it. Yeah, I have it. And can we say that I cast it ritually since we had an hour to wait while
Sure, yes.
We
You know what? I'll say
Ysdred
takes-
was up?
I'll say this. If you had looked at the throne during her trance,
Yeah.
you would have seen that yes, the throne was indeed magical.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, and it actually has. Wait. Divination magic. There was a but as she woke, you saw the magic sort of seep into her and then blot out. There's a you can see you can detect the receptacle, but the magic inside is empty. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yes, it most
Okay.
likely would have to recharge.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the circumstances or the time? You have no idea.
Of course. So yeah, the tone is out for now.
So, where do we want to go?
oh, and make new friends. No,
Yes. Do we want to go to Lockberry Henge?
I like little people with hair of steel. Sounds very
Or-
nice.
Maybe we can just go straight up to Motherhorn and see if we can.
I feel like gathering allies and getting a better lay of the land before going up to the hag would be a wise decision.
I guess.
Okay, Ysdred, I updated your proficiency for Arcana. You can just
Thank
refresh your
you.
character sheet.
Yay.
You know how to do that, guys, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. Yay! I do have Arcana now.
Yay! I mean, we've got one +4 now, so it's not negligible.
Yes.
The the dandelion goes, so to the henge then, to the Briganox first then.
I don't know. I mean, what can you tell us about these well pillars here? Like there's some I see some fire on one of them.
I think the Gleam would say, oh, if these would have been, well, once we gather my sister, I've been told that there's a place that can bring one back to one's home. The Fey beacons are a large pool with beacons all around, and it is said that if one can light all 8, well, the pool will open up to lead home, and that would be one
okay.
way for us to go back to the carnival.
That's good to know. So how do they light up? Because there's one of them is already lit up.
So, again, this is map spoilers, right?
Yes.
And from what I understand, there's a man there who's been trying to light the beacons for some time. But the place is guarded by Periton, these winged creatures that keep, well, turning them off, snuffing the lights.
That's on.
Yes, they would be. Wait, I need to remember how they. Perytons. So Perytons. If somebody wants to make me
Oh,
either
yeah.
Arcana or Nature check, they may.
Right.
Let's try this new Arcana.
Okay.
It's
You say Arcana or Nature?
Arcana or Nature, yeah.
I mean, that's something that Wilhelmina has heard about.
Okay, yeah. Plum, you actually have one of these things as. I think there would be a. Okay, Plum, you would know about this because you have a fake one in your zoo, right? You know, the side, the menagerie, whatnot. Perytons are these predatory beasts. They are. Imagine a huge eagle. This giant eagle, but with the head of a stag, including, the antlers. And so I think Plum, somewhere in the freak show of the Witchlight Carnival, there is a stuffed Peryton, which is basically a giant owl. At which they into this to just replace taxidermy wise the head of the owl with the head of a
It's a
large
bit of
stag,
glue.
and and sort of sharpened the antlers.
Hello, Kitty.
But yes, apparently these beacons are guarded by these Perytons.
Mostly remembered because it's one of the options for the Paladin's flying lands.
That is
Oh,
true.
nice.
Wilhelmina, you would know that the what would you know about them? Let's see, with a 23. Peryton. There we go. These things are. First of all, they are. Oh, they've dropped silent. Oh no, right. Okay. They are monstrous predators that hunt people, particularly humans and elves, in favor of all other prey. With the bodies of mighty avian scavengers and fanged stag-like heads, Perytons use ambush tactics to dive bomb travelers. Strangely, the shadows they cast resemble humanoid silhouettes. This supernatural oddity lends credence to the stories that Perytons are cursed humans or elves, or that they arise from carrion birds that feed off the corpse of villains. They have a tendency of tearing out the hearts of those they slay, carrying the organs back to grisly lairs. This gives rise to numerous superstitions surrounding them, such as maybe those particular hearts would be used to grant wishes, or if the Peryton can... Actually, roll me a d4, please.
Yep. Just a D4.
Yeah, just a d4.
Coming right up.
And that is a 2. Yes, so it is... There's... the fact that they have tendency of sort of ripping the heart and collecting the hearts from their victims, you've read text that says that either it's because it gives them power enough for them to sort of grant a wish, or there's another hypothesis that this will allow it to return to its original form for good or for ill. So gather enough hearts, they would revert back to human, or but this would imply that they were human or elven in the first place. So yes, apparently there's this one man trying to light the beacons, and Perytons are keeping or snuffing the lights out as soon as he moves away from one of the columns.
What was his name again, the man?
She has no idea. No name was given.
Okay.
are probably working for the hag.
Let us rest and try to travel and make friends and understand Yon a bit better so we can help as good as possible our dear friend and let them reunite together. I think it would be good for them. And if you are reunited, what would you like to do afterwards if you can go back home directly?
Live again? It, I've been away from my sister for too long now. It's something that I can still feel her. I know that the laws of this land prevents Endeland from hurting my sister, but I can feel that she's unwell, that she's uncomfortable, that things are not well for her. We need to escape.
I am pretty sure if you escape and go back to circus, they would be very happy to have a member of our family back again. I can reassure you that.
Wilhelmina, make me a history check, please. No, actually, I'm gonna handle that. No need. And as you say that, there's another flash of lightning in the sky. And Gleam, who sort of stood up and sort of pacing, at some point comes between you, Mina, and the window, if you can call it that. There's open... There's a flash of lightning behind her. And there's a moment where... Actually, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you for a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oof.
Charisma saving throw? Wisdom, okay. Wait. There's the moment where, while she casts no shadow herself, that moment, that flash of lightning illuminating from behind her silhouette as she's looking, you maybe sort of seated down or you're examining the chair or whatnot, and she's sort of this tall woman in this sort of standing above you. There's a flash of history there as you go wide and start scrambling backwards. As in that very moment, with that flash of lightning, an illumination comes to your mind and you recognize the woman who asked you for your name.
You, and the voice is low, half scared and half anger and almost rage.
What?
You were the one. And Wilhelmina, who was seated and relaxed looking at things, stands up. Her energy is starting to sizzle around her.
Gleam doesn't really understand where she's coming from, but she's insightful enough to understand that something's wrong. And sort of she sort of leans a bit back, takes a step back, keeping her eye on you.
What's happening?
Amidor has sort of gotten up. You can see that his hand, if you can call it that, sort of gone to the basket hilt of his rapier. What? I don't understand.
Are you okay, Melamina?
Hello?
And and as Wilhelmina stands up and squares her shoulders, you weren't only an acrobat at the carnival, were you?
Oh, I was. Of course I was. I don't understand.
Can I insight
You-
check?
Sure. Go for insight.
Thank you.
You also took advantage of the visitors?
What do you mean?
No. How? I don't understand what you are saying. What are you implying?
Enjoyed tricking them? Enjoyed taking what wasn't yours to take?
At this point, Amador is sort of has stepped in. He's about half your height, which is tall for a weed. But has friend. Though I am hesitant to still call you that. You are. Your mannerisms of that of a violent type. I would not have it in front of my charge. If you have something against her, speak plainly. Let us air out this dispute. There's no need for us to turn on each other. Is there?
Going on?
Let the charge be announced clearly. Mina? Can you explain, please?
And I'll
Why
stand in
is
front
it-
of the flower. Huh.
Are you facing the flower?
Yep, just in front.
Yeah, you're about the same height. So yes, we have this sort of scene where we have Plum, the flower, Mina, Gleam, and in the center of the back we have Ysdred and Tavaren behind her. I want
Looking
that
very
illustration
confused.
on my I want that illustration on my desk by Monday.
Why is
Are you-
it that my last memory of the carnival is of your silhouette asking for my name and stealing everything? Or would that be a habit of your sister?
No, of course not. And I would. We. We would not often meet guests, anyways. We would. We would be seen. We would not go. I don't understand what you're implying. I don't. I've never seen you before. I
Her
don't
name was stolen by the time you were at the carnival, if I understand right. And obviously, there's hags dabbling in the middle, which does not clarify the situation. But either you were a tool to the hags, willing or unwilling, or they used you or your appearance, or you had a hand in it. I am not accusing you or of malevolence, but those are the options.
I.
You used used to work for the hags?
No.
Because we do know someone who used to work for the hags and now doesn't anymore, so just it's possible.
No, I have never worked with her, nor... No. We were taken from the carnival, my sister and I.
Yeah. While they're talking, following up on the insight, can I do an intelligence check to see, or dear Mina told at what age the name taken was told?
Yeah.
Am I correct, Mina?
Yes. Yes, you would have.
Do I
you would have that information.
do I remember when they disappeared? Can I do like a cross reference to see if it connects or not?
Make me a history check. And I'll
Can
give you,
can
and
I
I'll-
do it with advantage
I
because I'm a
will-
carny?
I will give you advantage because this would have been big news, right? The disappearance of your two lead acts. Yes, you would know this.
And can I ask if I feel they are generous?
Yeah, make me an
or-
insight check.
Yeah,
And
I'll also
I'll
make a.
I'll even use one of my abilities. Is called tactical mind.
Okay.
So I'll use one of my second winds, and I'll roll 1d10 extra.
So that's on the 15.
That is, yeah. So that's 24.
Okay.
I think I succeed.
Give me a sec. No, Ysdred and Tavaren. Yes, she seemed. So you're concentrating yourself on Gleam, right? On seeing if she's genuine, if she's
Yes.
being truthful.
Yes.
On the 13, you do not feel like she's lying.
Okay.
She's confused with a growing fear, right? Mina's crackling energy, lightning energy, more or less. And she's scared. She's scared. She doesn't understand what's happening. Plum, on a 24, you would know that the twins disappeared roughly around 10 years ago. They disappeared. They would have disappeared somewhere. I think while the carnival was not on the Sword Coast, but somewhere else on Toril, probably Lantan. Let's say Lantan. Yeah, about 10 years ago. Mina lost her name about 7 years ago. Is that correct, Mina? I think we said 7, or was it 14?
Was it 1 or 2? 2 carnival.
2 carnivals, so 14 years
cycles.
ago.
Wait. Now I've got doubts.
Okay. Yeah,
Let
because you're
me have a
20, you were 6 when you lost your name. So
Yeah.
yes. So sorry, Plum. I'm gonna rephrase. The twins disappeared 20 years ago, while Mina lost hers 14 years ago. So there is a gap of a couple of years where they disappeared from the carnival before Mina lost her name.
And I will calmly and sincerely share that information with Mina. If I remember well, and with your story and what happened exactly, well, they disappeared before they even had contact with you also. And I explain in full detail. Beautiful mind moment.
Yeah. Mina actively has a wait, what? And seems to get out of a sort of trance she had. And then how?
Mirror
What?
and Smokes, we've already seen that the hags are good with those. It's potentially them using their image.
Bitch comes out of Mina's mouth as she thinks of the hag.
She would have.
How long since the disappearance of how long since Zabilna's disappearance?
Zabilna?
Yeah.
Not that long.
It's been a while. The thing is, again, Feywilds and Material Plane, time is a bit, time is it's difficult to determine how time actually works. But it's been a while. Yeah, the hags have been here for a while.
Okay.
I would say, I don't think I've ever put it down as well, but they would have maybe taken over, something along the lines of maybe 10, 15 years ago. It's, like I said, it's been, but again, Feywild and time is always a bit.
Time is a weird soup.
Yeah, time was a weird soup. But I think Plum, you with. I'll put with that history check. It is actually, I'll add it in the fact that it is quite possible that the entity that Mina saw was not Gleam but her shadow.
That is also very possible. And I start to explain my theory. We do not know what the hag does with the shadows that she has in the end.
Sometimes she uses. I know that sometimes she uses the shadows as spectators for her shows. Sometimes as thieves as well. If my shadow was the one that stole, what do you mean? I cannot be sorry enough if part of me did you harm, but I want you to believe me when I say that I had no willing part in any malfeasance towards you.
And as Mina has her hands after all that just went down, that are actively trembling, I am sorry for scaring you. But yeah. I think your shadow, and so the hag here probably was the one to steal my name. And seeing it really, well, and with a little smile, shook and scared me.
She, behind the mask, it's a half mask, right? It's an elaborate sort of half mask, so you can see. She brings up. She's wringing her hands underneath her chin. You can see that her lips are trembling. She is in. There is genuine emotion at the fact that she might have hurt someone. in both a way where she's apologetic, but also in a way where she doesn't know how to apologize for something that she did not do. And all the while is being sort of feeling culpable in her own mind. Well, I guess that is one more thing that we need to put onto the hat. I think this would be Amador's. Well, that is one more thing that we will have to put on her tab, and things to seek recompense for. But
yeah, and as he says that, Mina is gonna turn towards the others and say, I'm less inclined to being benevolent with her now. To be fair. Plum, really like your option for dealing with her.
That is a plan.
okay,
Do you know what was the name of the Darkling again? Charm?
charm. Yes.
Because she also was walking around without a shadow. Maybe she had something to do with it somehow?
You saw charm.
Yes. It's Bavlorna's...
Yeah. I mean, maybe. She certainly was missing her shadow. And I believe one of you had the vision of a shadowy figure infiltrating Bavlorna's hut.
Yes.
So
One of us had
you would
that.
have a vision of a precedent of Endelin's goons using shadows to steal things. So, yes, that is a possibility.
Where do the Darklings hang out here? Are they at Motherhorn?
Yes, most likely. If they work for her, then you will find them at Motherhorn.
Then maybe we'll find out answers there.
They have the reputation of finding a lot of things, and gathering a lot of things in whatever manner that they can, especially if they're working for her. So, where do we go? Yes. Now that is settled and that everybody is sort of back in their own wits, which direction? Amador asks.
I'm still of the opinion that getting allies before going to Motherhorn would be a good idea.
Right then. Well,
Yeah.
Shall we visit the henge first then?
That
I
was
guess.
good for me.
Good. Well,
Do
friends?
it.
And he sort of looks to all of you, sort of waiting confirmation. The friends? Yes? Yeah? Well, follow me.
Friends.
Keep your head down and, well, beware the rain. Hoods up! And sort of turns and sort of marches into the slow falling rain outside. Bless you. And on that sneeze, how about we take a break here?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So, friends, foes, those undeclared, you know the drill. Get up, move a bit, get something to drink, get something to snack, and we will see you in the second half of tonight's session. See you then.
See you.